Hey, welcome to episode 17 of the Phillips Project. Okay, so everything I've said about the game, let me see, just scrap it from your head. So here's what I have right now. Match and Evan are two people. One lives in America and one lives in Nigeria. They're living their casual lives and whatnot. However, we have Mr. No Name who's working on a project. This project goes haywire and results in two particles going across the globe, one hitting Matty and Evan from behind, going through their backpacks and hitting their heart. These shards, however, are attracted back to the central device and end up colliding with one another once more, repelling the other in the opposite direction, to once again hit Elijah and matching the heart from behind their backpack. This experience, I was about to say expense, this experience then causes Evan and Matthew to swap bodies. Now that's just the gist of the game, but how does the actual game work? It's an RPG where you swap in between characters to get the other an item that's necessary in completing the level. So I'm just going to explain it a bit more, but just in basic terms, essentially. Let's just start the level. So we're playing as Evan, right? And we want to get to our objective that's past this lock. So we're going to try using the key ahead of us to open the lock. However, this key doesn't work with this lock. So we're stuck here. So let's try switching over to Machi. So we switch over to Machi and we try to get to our objective past this treasure chest. And then the key doesn't work with the treasure chest. So now we're stuck on both characters. However, what we can do is we can test something out, right? So we go back to Evan, we switch back to Evan, and then we're like, okay, this key may not work for me, but it may work for Machi. So now I'm going to go back to an explanation I gave previously in the video. So when I said the particle hit the bag, hit them from behind with when they're holding their bags, what happened in that thing was that a portal was created with the two bags that connects them. So inside this bag is just a portal, and the same portal is inside this bag. So I guess not portal to say, but a small dimension, right? So Evan's like, okay, maybe this will work for Machi. So he puts the key inside this small dimension, right? And it's like, okay, the key is now in the small dimension. And since it's in a smaller dimension, Machi can get the key, right? So Machi gets the key. I was like, okay, let me try this. So Machi tries the key. And it works, right? So Machi has completed his objective. I was like, oh yeah. So if that key works for me, maybe this key will work for Evan. So he puts the key in the small dimension. And Evan gets the key. And then Evan tries it. And the key works, so they both complete the objective. So that's basically the premise of the game. It's simply exchanging materials between the two characters in order to get to the objective, right? It's not going to be as easy as this. There's going to be like enemies in the way. Maybe you have to exchange hints to find where the key is. In addition to this, I'm just going to give some context on the villain and his goal, right? So the villain's whole idea is to send the whole world back in time and then kind of make them primitive, like their technology and everything, while he keeps his modern day / advanced tech, and then through that he's able to like bend the world to his means and his vision. I'm not going to share his vision yet because I'm still working on that, but I do think it's interesting, so I want to see what you guys think at least. But that's his idea. So then taking that now, keep that in mind, I was looking at a level up system, right? Even though that's a bit too far ahead of what I should be looking at right now, since I'm still working on the premise and putting the code in there. But nonetheless, I was looking at a level up system. I was thinking, if the cause of this whole thing is the disruption of space-time, right? Then maybe a possible level up system could be where the weapons our characters have advance, right? And they come from different points in time. So they could come from the past or the future, right? And with those weapons, they could probably get new combos. I was also thinking about the weapons they should have. So I have to look more into that, do some designs. I'll probably talk about that in the devlog. But yeah, so I'm thinking they can get like some ancient weapons that could design some future tech weapons. Also, the whole space-time distortion thing would be a great way to introduce some villains who wouldn't make sense normally. So I could do some villains from the past, right? Like just from characters from the past. Maybe even use some myths in the past and say, okay, yeah, so this was actually real, but the villain brought from the past. And then I could also bring some characters and villains from the future. So I can bring some like robots or monsters who are just tech imbued. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Besides that though, I have nothing else to share, so I'll catch you next time. Have a great day.